while we're talking about people and thing, have you guys seen that Fresh and Fit getting canceled by YouTube?
They're canceled?
They're
What is
getting
canceled?
Like they're shutting them down, like for them to stop doing any recordings.
Are they really? They're kicking them off YouTube, or is it like demonetized? Or
They
what?
demonetized them. They took them. The partnership with YouTube that you can get to monetize your page. They took them out of that. They took them out of the partnership.
Okay.
But they're trying to work with YouTube to get it back.
They're not getting it back,
yes.
And they're saying they're going to go.
What were the actual reasons they gave? Because like, I'm not down with Fresh and Fit. I feel like they spread a lot of misogyny and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it also it seems like YouTube has looked the other way for years. So like, what is the current reasoning for?
They let Kevin Samuels on there, which is pretty much the same thing. You know what I mean?
Well, Pooch was telling me before the podcast they've had on like Nick Fuentes and like straight up like white supremacists, dude.
I mean, but so did No Jumper, right? There's No Jumpers had the like, same people, Richard Spencer.
Would you
and
say
stuff
No
like
Jumper's
that.
more famous than Fresh and Fit?
I would say relative.
Comparable?
Like
Yeah, they're close.
Because of that, I mean, but
I don't think just having them on is the problem. They were on somebody else's stream, and they were like doing like Nazi salutes. They were putting on like white hoods on like KKK members. They were dropping the N-word, hard ER.
Damn.
Sounded like a fucking Quentin Tarantino movie in there and shit.
Quentin Tarantino does love that word.
He does love that word. But this was months ago. So like,
Why
and they
now?
didn't even stream that on YouTube. They streamed that on Rumble. So I don't know how it relates, but for sure, I feel like it has to be related to that. I don't think just the whole misogyny thing is enough.
I mean, it's got to be a big decision for YouTube. Like, even if it's a controversial like channel like that, like you're still getting rid of someone that's bringing in views and bringing attention to your platform and things like that, right? So like, maybe this is how long it takes the gears of the YouTube corporation to make a decision on whether to remove a big performer or not, right?
well, here they're saying that it has to do with the Nick Fuentes toxicity of certain male influencers that were on the show, various guest fallouts, and public backlash that led to the fact of YouTube saying, yo, we're going to just stop this partnership. I guess it's just been a buildup and they just finally hit a breaking point. But I mean,
how do you feel about it? Do you think that they should have been removed? Are you upset or what?
I'm not upset either way. I think Fresh and Fit, I think personally they'd be bugging out with certain things that they're doing and how aggressive they get with it. Sometimes, man, I feel like they have a point on certain things. Like,
I don't know that I've ever seen any Fresh and Fit content except for what you've shared, and everything you've always shared is a controversial shit. I find it hard. I find it hard that there's anything there that I would find of substance or value.
Like there's just some things like that just make sense. Like I wish I had it's not every. Mind you, I'm talking about like this. Like there's certain things that just kind of just like I can see how that makes sense, but for the most part, yeah, them getting banned or getting stopped,
It's like
I don't give a damn.
It's like the shit 20-year-old me would say.
What?
You know what I mean? It feels like
What they say every day on the
a super immature way of looking at relationships and looking at life. It's that male that go hard culture, that hustle culture. It's like but like
That
10
alpha male
times
shit.
like they're like, yeah, you gotta work out, you gotta do day trading, fucking crypto. Why aren't you doing crypto, bro? It's the worst shit ever. I don't know. I don't think
I'm more shocked that it took this long for them to get like that partnership, to lose that partnership.
Well, if they were doing stuff like that, like on Rumble and stuff like that, I could easily see why they lost their partnership. That's like super like foul. even if you're
Yeah, they were
doing it on another.
they were getting into there's some recent 9/11 conspiracies that just dropped. That
Are there really? What are these new 9/11 conspiracies?
Shit is like crazy. 20 years later,
I don't know. I'm not that interested in that type of shit anymore.
Same.
But
Same.
it was called something like the New Boston, the something like that. I can't remember the name. The New Harbor, some shit like that is the name of the. There's a big documentary with all this new information and all this stuff. They got sucked into that thing. They were in. They're kind of fucking with the whole Jewish question thing, like questioning whether the Holocaust happened the way that it did, how many people died, all this stuff. And it's kind of like, you guys are supposed to be like a men's health podcast.
Yeah.
Just stay in that lane. I don't know why. It's just interesting. Like, they're playing with fire and then they're crying now, talking about the Matrix got them.
I hate that shit so much, dude. It's so dumb.
The Matrix.
The
the
fucking
Matrix. We've been saying for years they're gonna ban us. It's like, I guess it kind of feels like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, you just went and did all the most controversial things until you got burned. It's just.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't really understand what they were going for with all that stuff. Not to say that their other content was not bad. I mean, I don't think there's really any substance to any of the things they say on their podcast. But.
I really like when they went on the Flagrant podcast, Andrew Schultz podcast, and they got fucking annihilated.
I love that shit.
I missed this.
Annihilated. Now, certain people in the Flagrant, they were being a little cringy, but other than that, like, their main, it literally took all the wind from under their sails and kind of left them there. It was funny because Andrew Schultz asked them if they wanted the podcast to come out, and they said okay. Like, they could have not put that out, which is, I thought it was pretty cool that they allowed it to go out, even if it made them look bad.
I mean, it's that old belief, right? There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
you go on a
agree with that
podcast
or
with a
not.
couple million subscribers, and even if you get roasted, there's gonna be some people that are gonna look at your message and be like, I'm gonna go check the shit out. Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Andrew Schultz and Akash, I don't know how you say that guy's name. They were just roasting them. Like, yeah, I love that shit. Like,
The
because
roast.
they come off kind of like normal people to me, and by normal I mean like they kind of have like more normie views and opinions. So they're not like internet people. So it's kind of funny to see like them just ask like what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, this ain't normal. Like, it was just like hilarious seeing like I'm not even calling someone like Andrew Schultz normal. That guy's a fucking maniac, but just more normal than your typical always online person, I guess. But
Nah, I always find it funny people getting roasted, especially if they're like people who kind of deserve it or have it waiting for them. Like that guy, that one dude you guys love, the college guy that sits down and be like, change my mind, like convince me or whatever.
We
Steven
love
Crowder.
him.
Didn't you guys
I
like
fucking
him?
hate Steven
Yeah,
Crowder.
Steven Crowder's
Oh.
the worst,
Oh,
dude.
I could have sworn I thought you guys loved him.
Absolutely not, dude.
Oh, all right, my bad. I retract that loving statement. I hate that guy. That guy needs to get roasted on a daily, bro.
Yeah, that
They've
dude
been-
sucks.
They've been
Dude, I
calling.
was talking to your people one of these times at your crib. We were all hanging out, and they were like, yeah, I love Steven Crowder. And I was like, yo, I think he's one of the most dishonest pieces of shit I've ever seen.
My people.
I felt like I went too hard. The whole table just got silent. I was
Oof.
like,
Because you
Damn,
called him
I
out.
you went
came in a little too hot.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, everybody likes Crowder. I fucked that one up.
They were like,
I mean, you voiced your opinion. That's how you feel. No one can hate you for it. Even though
No,
it's
it ain't
valid.
about
in some
hating. It's
ways,
just
but
like you got to read the room. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You can't
facts.
come in
hot.
I came in hyper supersonic
Surgical
speed
strike.
and just annihilated that
Shut
dude.
that
And then
shit
everybody
down.
was like, "Well, I guess we really can't talk about that then."
This guy's great at parties.
You just jump straight into the small talk at that point, Pooch. You're just like, so how about the weather outside?
How about
real.
It's a hot one.
No, we
What
still
about-
talked about Stephen Crawford. Stephen Crawford. I'm thinking of Terrence Crawford.
Oh.
Okay. 2-time undisputed champion, by the way. All right. I don't know if you guys watched that fight
Yeah,
with
that
Spence.
fight was
Impressive.
crazy.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, we still talked about Steven Crowder.
Nah, bro, you can't
You know,
go
I
over
was just
that
saying,
quick,
like,
though.
it just feels super dishonest, like, because they were kind of framing it like, oh, he sits there, he'll have a debate, liberals don't want to debate and blah blah, and I was like, yeah, I think people on the left tend to be more cancel-y than people on the right, at least today on the internet, but I just think it's so dishonest how Steven Crowder sets up the debate. It's like he knows what he's going to talk about in advance. He has all these papers with all these like facts that he's like prepared. And then he'll get some fucking dweeb that was just walking through campus, saw this sign that said, all women are whores or some crazy shit like that. And they're like, hold up. And then let me sit down and talk about this. And then he's just like, in the middle of the conversation, he's like, well, I have this study right here. And it's like, how do you combat that? Like, and he's holding the microphone. So as soon as people start talking to him, he'll just yank it from them. So it's like, people can't get their full points out.
Yeah,
It
what a
just
piece of
feels too
shit.
manipulated to me. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't want no one to win in his battles.